Brendan, just give us your overriding feeling and emotion right now.
Well, we're bitterly disappointed. I felt totally we deserved to take something from the game. Had a great start and scored a great goal. Disappointed with the goal that we conceded. We can do better from the corner. But I thought getting into the second half, apart from the one opportunity they had late on, we had good control of the game and we were getting through them. And it looked like a matter of time before we could score. So we got the goal. But unfortunately, Daizen just gets a touch on it and made it offside, which I felt at that point we deserved to get in front, right into some really good areas, but just couldn't quite take the opportunities. And then to concede late on like we did, it's really harsh on us. But there's a learning there. You have to secure the ball in the game, and if you're not going to win it at that stage, as it comes forward, then you certainly can't lose it. So that's a big learning. But the players gave everything. You know, the squad of players that we have, the mentality, everything, and just disappointed for the players and the supporters. We couldn't get the result.
Okay. Some translation.
Ok. Quindi la domanda, il sentimento in questo momento dopo la partita, la risposta è grande delusione. Credo che abbiamo meritato qualcosa, abbiamo iniziato bene la partita, abbiamo segnato, siamo delusi col gol che abbiamo subito dal calcio d'angolo. Secondo tempo abbiamo controllato abbastanza bene la partita, abbiamo penetrato in buone fasi offensive, avremmo potuto segnare, però purtroppo Dyson ha toccato la palla, quindi fuori gioco. Siamo arrivati in zone offensive pericolose, non abbiamo preso le occasioni. È un colpo duro, c'è da imparare qui, sicuramente lezioni da imparare di come ritenere possesso della palla. In queste partite, se non si vince, l'importante è non perdere. Abbiamo dato tutto, siamo delusi per i giocatori e per i tifosi.
Brendan, I wonder what the biggest learning for you is from that match. I mean, the margins are so fine. As you say, you think you've won the match, but for a matter of inches, and then right at the end, it's taken from you. This level, they're so fine, the margins are.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with quality players at the elite level. So, I think the learning is it's always in just managing the game at that late stage. And if you can't win it, we knocked on the door second half. We were progressive with the ball and got into some really good areas. But if you can't make the breakthrough, you just got to make sure in that last part of the game that you're secure behind the ball. And that was a devastating way to lose the game because we deserve something from it. So, but like in every game, there's always a learning. We'll analyse it, and for when we're here for the Atletico Madrid game, then hopefully we can learn the lessons from it.
Ok, quindi la domanda qual è stata la lezione più grande qui? Diciamo che in queste partite c'è pochissima differenza nei margini tra vincere e perdere. Sì, questa è stata una lezione, soprattutto quando a questo livello abbiamo di fronte giocatori di grande qualità. Bisogna gestire la partita, abbiamo quasi vinto, ma ripeto, l'importante è non perdere. Avevamo bisogno di essere più sicuri in difesa, quindi è devastante perdere la partita in questo modo quando abbiamo meritato qualcosa. C'è da analizzare molte cose prima della partita contro l'Atletico Madrid.
And just finally from me, Brendan, in the two matches against Feyenoord and this one, have you seen enough from your guys to think you still have chances in the group? I think it's 4 points at the top and you've still to get one, so it's reasonably compact. What have you seen that gives you hope that you can maybe either still get out of the group or still have European football beyond Christmas?
Well, I think if you see what we've been right in the games, both games up until that first hour in Feyenoord, we're very competitive, and if we make some better decisions, we can be in front in the game. So, but we showed that we can compete. I think tonight we're very unfortunate to lose the game, but we showed our fitness and our quality in the second half. We were able to break through and play some really good football. But like I said, it's a harsh lesson for us that we had to take. So for me, I said at the beginning of this tournament, we were playing against some really good teams, fantastic teams with quality, and we're going to be here to compete. And unfortunately, we haven't got certainly tonight what we deserve from the game. But we'll get ready for the next game and show our spirit and hopefully our quality, and we'll keep fighting in every single game.
Ok, quindi la domanda: nelle 2 partite finora si è visto abbastanza per credere che ci sia la possibilità di progredire dopo Natale nelle coppe europee. Alla fine sono 4 punti tra primo e ultimo, quindi è un girone abbastanza compatto. La risposta sì, è anche siamo stati competitivi anche in Olanda per 60 minuti con delle decisioni migliori, avremmo magari anche segnato. Siamo stati sfortunati stasera, però abbiamo delle buone condizioni fisiche, abbiamo mostrato abbastanza qualità, abbiamo giocato bene. È stata una lezione dura, buone squadre danno queste lezioni, non meritavamo di perdere, però saremo pronti con lo spirito giusto per la prossima partita.
I'll put the questions into one just to speed things up. First and foremost, how do you make sure the boys hang on to the really good stuff tonight? You know, the goal was fabulous, and that passage before the disallowed goal was great where you kept the ball real. How do you make sure they keep hold of those things? And also, how is Cameron after the mistake that led to the winner?
No, listen, there's no blame on Cam. It's one where we're obviously they steal the ball from him, but if we're in better position, then we deal with the cross. You know, I think the learning from it as a team is that you can't be coming out of the space until you've actually got good control of the ball or the game, and so that's the learning from that. Lots of really good positive stuff in the game, and that's how I coach. I coach on the areas that we need to be better in. We'll highlight that, but obviously there was lots of positives in the game that seen us in the second half. Like you say, there was long spells in the second half where we had that control and arriving into good areas and looked a threat. So I certainly won't forget that. It's just a level where you get punished, and it's a real harsh level and a big learning curve for a lot of the young players. But there's lots of really good stuff tonight that we can focus on and take into our next game.
Ok. La domanda è: come si può fare in modo da ritenere gli aspetti positivi di stasera per la prossima partita, e come Cameron Carter-Vickers dopo l'errore che ha portato al gol della Lazio? La risposta è: nessuno dà colpa a Cameron Carter-Vickers. Bisogna anche gestire un po' meglio il cross, la traversa che è arrivata in aria, non lasciare spazi o uscire dall'area senza la palla, però ci sono stati tanti aspetti positivi nella partita. Il mio modo di allenare, di trovare le cose in cui possiamo migliorare. Per lunghi periodi del secondo tempo abbiamo giocato bene, ripeto, è stata una lezione dura, però con tanti aspetti positivi.
Mister, buonasera, complimenti per l'impostazione che ha dato alla sua squadra, però le volevo chiedere, ecco, nella Champions League non si possono commettere errori. Secondo lei il gol della Lazio finale è più un'azione della Lazio fatta bene o un errore magari di posizionamento del Celtic, visto che comunque vi siete fatti aggredire in area di rigore da 4 uomini e avete perso un pallone banale a centrocampo?
Okay, so the question was, first of all, he said, well done for the way that you set the team up tonight. But as you say, in the Champions League, it's not possible to, make mistakes like this. The late goal by Lazio, do you think it was down to good play by Lazio, or was it defensive error on Celtic's part, when you can't really leave 4 men in the box and lose the ball that way?
Yeah, it's a poor goal from our perspective. That's what we said. You clearly we want to win every game that we play, and so there's maybe that mindset before we've had control of the ball that we're running out of position, and that's just the idea of wanting to win the game. But it's a level where it was a really good cross and a fantastic header by Pedro. But if I look at it from our perspective, we can negate the goal just by our positioning. So that was the only disappointment from our perspective. But overall, I think we played some really good football at times with great control and playing through the lines of midfield and getting into good areas, but we just didn't quite get a result to match.
Mm-hmm. Ok, quindi sì, dal nostro punto di vista è stato un gol evitabile, insomma, da subire, ma noi vogliamo vincere ogni partita, quindi magari prima, anche se quando non avevamo controllo della palla, provavamo ad attaccare, di svuotare l'area di rigore nostro. È stata una buona traversa, un buon colpo di testa da parte di Pedro. Sì, certo, avremmo potuto negare un po' questa situazione, però tutto sommato abbiamo giocato bene, abbiamo con buon controllo in tutte le fasi del campo, insomma è stata una dura lezione.
One more question, please. Thank you, Gabriel. There you go.
Brendan, you say that you're going to go into the... Sorry, just over here, Brendan, to your right.
Right,
There you go.
sorry.
Brendan, you say you're going to go into those two Atletico games to compete. Do you still believe that qualification for the Champions League knockout stages is possible, or is the Europa League more realistic now?
Listen, we were under no illusions at the beginning of this competition where we sat. I said at the beginning that our idea was to qualify for European football, and that will still be that's still the ambition and still our mentality. So we've shown over the two games against good sides that we can compete, and we can just tidy up in one or two moments in the game and then maybe get a little bit of luck go our way. Then I said we still will fight in every single game to get that qualification.
Ok, quindi la domanda è, nelle due partite contro l'Atletico si spera di competere bene, però se crede veramente che è possibile ancora continuare in Champions, o se la Europa League sia una cosa più realistica, insomma. E quindi la risposta si sapeva bene già dall'inizio della Champions, della nostra posizione, della nostra forza, non avevamo illusioni, insomma. Rimane l'ambizione di qualificarsi per, insomma, una delle coppe, essere ancora in Europa dopo Natale. Abbiamo fatto 2 partite in cui siamo stati competitivi, bisogna essere più attenti, più puliti, avere un pochino più di fortuna, ma continueremo a lottare fino in fondo, fino alla fine del girone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So, Paul, we're just going to take a couple of questions for the Scottish media,
Okay.
just on Saturday, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Gabriel, on you go quickly, please.
Brendan, obviously it is a quick turnaround ahead of the weekend. How do you expect the players to react? How important is it getting back to winning ways the weekend? And do you expect the players to relish this opportunity to play Kilmarnock, obviously the only team to beat you domestically this season?
Yeah, listen, I think playing Kilmarnock, we're in a totally different place to what we were when we played in the Cup game, with the greatest respect. 24 hours, you're disappointed. Especially it was a great night for us, and we looked like we were going to get something from the game and win the game. It didn't happen, but this is football. You have to, especially when you're at a big club, you're playing lots of games. You have to analyse, and after 24 hours, you got to move on, and that's the strength of this group. We've had 1 or 2 little upsets, in this early part of the season, but the players have responded brilliantly, and we'll get going again tomorrow. They'll recover after a few days, and we'll be ready to go again on Saturday with a big attitude and energy in the game.
The results domestically, Brendan, and the aspects of the performance in Europe, do you still see that sort of upward curve? It looks like things are still progressing the way that you're hoping.
Yeah. I think, listen, we don't concede that goal in the last minute, then it's a really positive night for us. We should win the game, but okay, we draw, but I think that's a continuation of how the players are developing and working. So I can't forget that, and I won't forget it. The players that we have at this current moment are working very hard, and we'll be ready for the weekend to show our quality and show that mentality again.
Does the League Cup game with Kilmarnock have any bearing on this game? Is there anything you can learn from that, or 2 very separate things given different ground, different playing surface, etc., and the squad having moved on.
Yeah. I just think that we're a different team, a different mentality from that moment. So lots of new players were bedding in there at that time, but Kilmarnock, they deserve to win it. So like I said, we've learned from that, moved on, and but now we have to show that ruthless and relentless mentality to get the 3 points at the weekend.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank
Cheers.
you.